The question of who is native to Israel and Palestine is one of the most debated and emotionally charged topics in the world today. It is deeply complex, a tapestry woven with threads of ancient history, religious significance, and modern political realities. This complexity is rooted in centuries of history and conflict, a long and often painful story that continues to shape the region. This land, strategically located at the crossroads of Africa, Asia, and Europe, has always been a vital link between civilizations. It has been a meeting point of civilizations and faiths for millennia, attracting diverse populations and fostering a rich cultural heritage. Its strategic and spiritual significance has resonated throughout history, making it a focal point for empires and religions alike. This significance has made it a coveted prize and a sacred home for billions across the globe, each with their own unique connection to the land. Both Jewish people and Palestinian Arabs share a profound connection to this land, a bond that has been forged over generations. They both have deep, long-standing connections to this land, ties that are both historical and deeply personal. Their claims are not mutually exclusive in history, and understanding this shared past is crucial for navigating the present. Though politics has unfortunately made them so, the historical reality is far more nuanced and intertwined. Each group's narrative of belonging is anchored in the hills of Jerusalem, a city that holds immense significance for both peoples. It is also anchored in the shores of Galilee, a region known for its natural beauty and historical importance. And finally, it is anchored in the deserts of the Negev, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of those who call this land home. Understanding these parallel histories, with their shared moments and divergent paths, is essential. It is key to grasping the powerful emotions fueling today's conflict, and to finding a path towards a more peaceful future. In this explainer, we'll journey through the eras, exploring the key moments and turning points that have shaped this land. We'll examine the layers of history that have shaped the land and its peoples, revealing the complex tapestry of cultures and civilizations that have left their mark. We'll explore ancient kingdoms, tracing their rise and fall and understanding their impact on the region. We'll also delve into the influence of empires, examining how their rule shaped the cultural and political landscape, and we'll investigate the migrations, the movements of people that have contributed to the diverse population of the region. By understanding these historical forces, we can better understand the foundations of modern identities in the region. By examining the continuous presence and changing demographics of Jews and Arabs throughout history, we aim to provide a clearer picture of their intertwined destinies. Ultimately, we hope to better understand how two peoples with distinct yet interconnected histories came to see the same land as their ancestral home, a source of both identity and conflict. This isn't about choosing sides or assigning blame. It's about understanding the historical basis for each claim and fostering a more informed and nuanced understanding of this complex and vital region. Long before modern conflict, this region held a tapestry of civilizations, each leaving its indelible mark on the landscape. The land was Canaan, a region of strategic importance connecting Africa and Asia. It was inhabited by city-states of the Canaanites, each vying for power and influence. These city-states, though independent, shared cultural and linguistic similarities. Archaeology reveals continuous settlement, providing a glimpse into the lives of those who came before, stretching back tens of thousands of years, showcasing the enduring human connection to this land. These settlements offer invaluable insights into early human societies and their adaptations. In the Bronze Age, Canaanites built impressive and fortified cities like Jericho, a testament to their engineering prowess and organizational skills, and developed distinct cultures characterized by unique religious practices, artistic expressions, and social structures. These cultures were significantly influenced by the powerful civilizations of Egypt and Mesopotamia, leading to a vibrant exchange of ideas and technologies. Around the 12th century BCE, amidst the existing Canaanite landscape, the Israelite tribes emerged, marking a significant shift in the region's demographics and cultural identity, establishing a foothold and a unique monotheistic culture that would profoundly shape the course of history. Their belief in one God set them apart from the polytheistic societies around them. They eventually formed a united monarchy under Saul, consolidating their power and establishing a centralized government. David, a figure revered in religious and historical texts, and Solomon, known for his wisdom and the construction of the first temple, further solidified the kingdom's prominence. With Jerusalem as the capital, a city that became the religious and political heart of the Israelite kingdom. the kingdom split into Israel and Judah, weakening their collective strength and making them more vulnerable to external threats. Both caught in the struggles of larger empires, constantly navigating the complex web of alliances and conflicts. The Assyrians conquered Israel in 722 BCE, marking the end of the northern kingdom and a period of immense upheaval, scattering its people, a diaspora that would forever alter the demographic landscape of the region. Judah fell to Babylon in 586 BCE, suffering a similar fate as the northern kingdom, leading to exile and the destruction of Solomon's temple, a devastating blow to the Jewish people and their religious identity. The Babylonian exile became a defining event in Jewish history, shaping their religious beliefs, cultural practices, and sense of collective identity, fueling the hope of return to their homeland and the restoration of their religious and political autonomy. When Persia conquered Babylon, Jews were allowed to return, a pivotal moment that offered a glimmer of hope after decades of displacement, and rebuild the temple, signifying a renewed commitment to their faith and a restoration of their cultural heritage. Though many remained in diaspora, establishing Jewish communities throughout the ancient world and contributing to the diverse cultural landscape. Those who returned re-established a Jewish community, laying the foundation for a new era of religious and cultural development, and built the Second Temple, a symbol of their resilience and unwavering faith in the face of adversity, ensuring a continued Jewish presence in the land and preserving their unique traditions for generations to come. The idea of return to Zion became central to Jewish faith and identity, a powerful symbol of hope, redemption, and the enduring connection to their ancestral homeland. The land's story is already one of migration, exile, and return, a complex narrative woven through millennia of human experience. After the Persians, who had allowed some Jews to return and rebuild their temple, a new wave of empires began to exert their influence over the region. The Greeks, with Alexander the Great's conquests, and then the Romans, with their vast empire, ruled the land, each bringing their own distinct cultures and administrative systems. This brought new cultures, new forms of governance, and inevitably, new tensions as the Jewish people navigated their place within these powerful empires. The Maccabean Revolt in the 2nd century BCE, a courageous uprising against Seleucid Greek rule, led to a brief but significant period of Jewish independence under the Hasmonean dynasty, a time of self-determination and cultural revival. This victory is still celebrated today as Hanukkah, a festival of lights commemorating the rededication of the Second Temple. However, this independence was short-lived, as Roman conquest in 63 BCE brought the region firmly under Roman control, marking a new chapter of foreign domination. The subsequent harsh rule and heavy taxation by the Romans fueled resentment and ultimately led to several uprisings against Roman authority. The First Jewish-Roman War, a major conflict that reshaped the region, ended in 70 CE with the devastating destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem, the holiest site in Judaism. This event was a catastrophic blow to Jewish religious and national life, marking a turning point in Jewish history. Despite this immense tragedy, Jewish communities persisted throughout the land, demonstrating remarkable resilience and determination. Jewish life continued, especially in the Galilee region, which became an important center of Jewish learning and culture. It was here that Rabbinic Judaism flourished, with scholars developing and codifying Jewish law and tradition. Another major revolt against Roman rule erupted in 132 CE, known as the Bar Kokhba Revolt, but it was ultimately crushed by the Roman legions. In an attempt to further suppress Jewish identity, the Romans renamed the land Syria Palestina, aiming to sever the historical and cultural ties between the Jewish people and their ancestral homeland. Following the suppression of the revolt, many Jews were killed in battle, enslaved by the Romans, or exiled from their homeland, significantly expanding the Jewish diaspora to new corners of the Roman Empire and beyond. Despite the hardships and displacement, Jewish presence in the land never completely disappeared. Small communities managed to maintain their traditions and connection to the land. However, they existed as a minority population, often facing discrimination and marginalization within the larger Roman society. As a result of these upheavals, the center of Jewish life and learning gradually shifted to the growing and vibrant diaspora communities scattered throughout the ancient world. Yet, even in exile, the memory of Zion, of Jerusalem, and of the land of Israel endured in daily prayer and religious ritual. The land was never forgotten by the Jewish people, no matter how far they were scattered, it remained the ultimate spiritual and ancestral home, a beacon of hope and longing. This connection was deeply embedded in Jewish consciousness, shaping their identity and aspirations for generations to come. The Jewish story therefore became one of enduring longing for their homeland, a yearning that transcended geographical boundaries. It is a testament to resilience, unwavering faith, and the persistent hope for an eventual return to Zion. Meanwhile, the land itself continued to experience a constant flux of populations and rulers, each leaving their mark on the region's complex history. After the Jewish-Roman Wars, the land became a province of the Roman and then Byzantine empires. Christianity flourished, and the region became a center for pilgrimage. The Jewish community persisted, coexisting with Christians and Samaritans. In the 7th century, Arab-Muslim armies conquered the land, bringing Islam and a new era. Caliph Umar's conquest was relatively peaceful, establishing religious tolerance for Jews and Christians. Over centuries, Arabic language and Islam became dominant, and local populations gradually Arabized and Islamized. This laid the foundation for modern Palestinian Arab identity, blending new arrivals with indigenous peoples. In 1517, the Ottoman Turks conquered the region, ruling for 4 centuries. The land was a quiet backwater, its population mostly rural Arab Muslims, with Christian and Jewish minorities. Sephardic Jews expelled from Spain settled in holy cities, reviving small Jewish communities. The Ottoman millet system allowed religious communities autonomy, and local identity was primarily religious or local, not national. In the 19th century, the weakening empire saw increased European influence and the beginnings of modern Jewish immigration. Early Zionist pioneers established new settlements, while Arab nationalism began to emerge. These parallel movements set the stage for future conflict. The land's identity was shifting from religious to national. The seeds of modern contest were sown. World War I ended Ottoman rule. Britain took control under the League of Nations mandate. The 1917 Balfour Declaration supported a Jewish national home, but promised to protect non-Jewish communities, who were over 90% of the population. The British mandate's dual obligations to Jews and Arabs created constant tension. Jewish immigration surged, especially in the 1930s, as Jews fled European persecution. The Jewish population grew rapidly, building parallel institutions and settlements. Palestinian Arabs feared displacement and loss of their land, leading to rising opposition and violence. The Arab Revolt of 1936–39 was brutally suppressed, deepening divisions. By World War II's end, both communities were determined to secure their futures. Britain, unable to resolve the conflict, handed the issue to the United Nations. The 1947 UN partition plan and the 1948 war would forever change the region. The stage was set for two peoples' national aspirations to collide. For Israelis and Jews, the claim to the land is rooted in ancient history, faith, and memory. The connection begins with biblical patriarchs and the promise of the land, continuing through exile and longing for return. Jerusalem, the site of the temples, remains the spiritual center. Even in diaspora, Jews maintained a powerful link to the land, expressed in prayer and ritual. The modern Zionist movement was seen as the fulfillment of an ancient dream, returning home after centuries of exile. The establishment of Israel in 1948 is viewed as the restoration of lost sovereignty. Revived Hebrew archaeology and place names affirm deep roots. For Israelis, it's a story of homecoming and national revival. For Palestinians, their claim is based on continuous presence for centuries, if not millennia. Palestinian identity is seen as the modern expression of all peoples who lived in the land, later Arabized and Islamized. Their roots are deep, tied to the land's villages, cities, and traditions. Palestinians were the majority until the 20th century, building and cultivating the land for generations. The Zionist movement is viewed as a colonial project that led to dispossession. The 1948 Nakba, or catastrophe, saw over 700,000 Palestinians displaced, their villages destroyed. The Nakba is the defining trauma of Palestinian history and the root of ongoing struggle. Their claim is a lived reality of dispossession and a fight for justice and return. Millennia of history have shaped this small, contested land. Both Jews and Palestinians have deep, legitimate connections. One rooted in ancient origins and spiritual ties, the other in continuous presence and identity. These are not competing fictions, but authentic narratives that have tragically collided. The conflict today is fueled by the political exclusivity of these stories. Moving forward requires acknowledging both peoples' deep roots and rights to a future in the land. Understanding both histories is about empathy, not choosing sides. Without mutual recognition, the cycle of conflict will continue. Peace and justice can only be built on understanding and respect for both narratives. The land is home to two peoples and two histories. Acknowledging both is the only path to a shared, peaceful future.